guys, so I'm going to be showing you my 25th anniversary Mario DSI XL and also a few DS games which I recommend you get. Okay, starting off, the 25th anniversary of Mario is this year, and Nintendo released a special edition Wii and DSi XL console. Now, I wasn't too sure which one I was going to get, but I decided to get the DSi XL, and it came in the post not long ago. As you can see, the box of DSi XL is different to the American box. It's all red, and you'll also notice that we get New Super Mario Brothers instead of Mario Kart. I got it out, I charged it, and here it is. As you can see, it's got the camera, and then it's got the three logos that they've put on the front, which is the mushroom, the flower, and the star. Now these are actually under the case, so you can't scratch them off or do damage to it, which I thought was quite good. I wasn't sure, like I said before, whether to get the Wii or the DSi XL, but I found the DSi XL cheaper on an online shop, so I thought I'll get that one and I'll get the Wii later. But hopefully I'll try and get the Wii before Christmas, and I'll put that in another video. Moving on, I have got some DS games which I wanted to recommend people get. Now, starting off, I've got two games which are must-haves if you have a DS, but they're not as good as their Wii counterparts, and they are Mario Kart DS and New Super Mario Brothers DS. This is actually the new and sealed version that came with my DSi XL. I've already got a copy of this game, so I'll probably just keep this one sealed and leave the DSi XL box, just so I have the set complete. Start off with Mario Kart DS. It's quite an old game now, but if you have a DS, you really should get it. It's not as good as the Wii one. It's slightly easier. The online's only for 4 people online rather than 12. But obviously, if you're out and about a lot and you'd rather play games on your DS than on your Wii, this is definitely a good game to have. And obviously, if you don't have a Wii and you just have a DS, then this is definitely a must get. The new Super Mario Bros. Game, again, this came out before the Wii version, and it's simply an amazing game. Obviously, it's been slightly uphanded by the Wii version, which has cooperative mode. It's probably a lot more challenging. This one's not too easy, but until you get to the last couple of worlds, you probably won't be, dying that often. Moving on, those two were, like I said before, games which are really good, but they've got better, Nintendo versions on the Wii. The next few games are ones which are DS only, and ones which I'm, more want to recommend to you. To start off with, I haven't actually got the box for the game here, so I've got a box for another one in the series, and it's the Professor Layton games. I've got the new one, Professor Layton and the Lost Future, or it might be called Professor Layton and the Unwound Future in other countries. But yeah, it's a really good game. I've been playing on my DSi XL, and I highly recommend it to anyone that hasn't got into the series yet. Although I would say if you haven't got into the series yet, do start off with this one, The Curious Village, and then move on. There's not really a ongoing story, but it is better to go from the start and go with the series. The next one I wanted to show you is Advance Wars Dual Strike. This game, again, it's been out since the DS first came out. Really. I think this came out in 2005, and I would say if you like strategy games, get this game. If you didn't play any of the Advance Wars games, especially the Game Boy Advance ones, then you really are missing out. Get this game. It's called Advance Wars Dual Strike, but again, it's got a different name. Oh no, this one hasn't got a different name. Sorry, I'll correct myself in a little bit. But there is a sequel to this, and it's Advance Wars Dark Conflict. I keep both my Advance Wars games in the same box because I just switch quite a lot. But yeah, this is the one that's got a different name in America, and it's Advance Wars Days of Ruin, I think. But yeah, if you have to get one of the two, definitely get Advance Wars Dual Strike. It's much better. Basically, it's got a lot more single player modes, which are much more fun, whereas the sequel kind of stripped back the single player modes and added online, which, you know, for a game where a match, like a strategy match, might take, you know, an hour, it's a bit annoying when, you know, whoever you're playing against just quits, you know, halfway through. So I really wouldn't recommend, you know, playing that mode or getting that game if you're just going to get one of them. Just to describe a little bit more, basically it's a turn-based strategy game. So it's a war game, so you have your tanks and all that sort of stuff. And it's different to, you know, games like Command and Conquer where, you know, everything's moving all the time. It's turn-based, so you move and the enemy moves and so forth. So that's Advance Wars Dual Strike. The last game I wanted to recommend, you know, there's a few games similar to this. You know, it's a game made by Square Enix. They've made remakes of Final Fantasy 3 and 4 on the DS, which are really good if you haven't played them previously, and are the best versions of the games, in my opinion, unless, you know, you really want to play them, you know, from when they were first made. But this is one I think is probably the best Square Enix game on DS because it's just something new and, you know, has just a lot more to it. The World Ends With You. It's probably my favourite DS game at the moment. Maybe not my favourite of all time DS game, but definitely my favourite role-playing game on DS. It's really, really good. I don't really want to explain too much about it, so I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But if you're looking for a role-playing game on the DS, and you want something that's a little bit different than the standard Final Fantasy games that Square Enix put out, then get The World Ends With You on DS. Well, thank you for looking at my video, looking at my DSI XL. Those are the games that I recommend you get at the moment. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon.